Like guys hid stuff in secret compartments and stairs. You had those two.
I had to sweep those stairs every week for my whole life.
And they had rubber runners on them.
Yeah, they had rubber.
In the shoe closet, we used to hide way back deep in the shoe closet.
Yes. I remember when we first got the green linoleum in the living room. And I remember you and I pretending that it was the sea. We would get up on the couch and we would dive off into this linoleum and swim around on the linoleum.
Will you introduce us, Alan?
This is Rowan. She's neighbor, Rowan.
Hi there.
And
I remember Christmas as being a time when we would get up in the morning and creep down the stairs, and of course Mom and Dad are here, of the tree only. And so we come in, there is all the piles of Christmas things. Each person had their area.
Yeah.
And it was only lit by the lights of the tree. It was so magic, you know? Like, how did those lights get on? And I remember going to different ones of our aunts and uncles' places and seeing their trees after everyone was asleep. And you'd creep in the house and you'd leave a gift and you'd look at all the lights and stuff. And then you'd come home and leave a thing out for Santa Claus. But that creeping down the stairs and coming in and the magic room, you know, with just the tree lights and all the piles of things, and they just materialized overnight. Because when you went to bed, there was only an empty stocking on some place. When you came back, you know, they never put the tree up, and they were never wrapped.
Never wrapped any gifts.
Right. Wait. She has something to ask you before you decide to leave. Well, you asked what she wants to know.
Or one end of the couch, one had the middle of the couch, one on the other end of the couch, whatever, but they were all in different places. And even now, I hate to wrap Christmas gifts because it takes away the magic to not have it just there when you come.
Do you remember when Dad got those things?
I don't know.
Fancy lacy hat and plastic lace hat and a high lace shoes and high heels on. Grandma ackroyd had
Ferrari, your Ferrari. Yes, sir.
You have to get a dad's card now.
So we decided we'd give them kids for Christmas. And I thought I could put them in Gina's pocket. And Dad said, no, those are for
I can say
because Bob liked to play with dolls. He liked to dress up.
I remember wearing a mop all the time when I said a wig.
Because he would like to do it, you know. So Dad said, I'm going to cure him from liking, things like
It didn't work, did it? It didn't cure him.
And when Bob saw him in the morning, he put that stole around him and that hat and his high heels and just went all day like hard forgetting to take it off to go to bed at night. That near died.
And he still likes to dress up and be in plays and stuff. Yeah.
In plays, he just loves it.
now we have to go see if we can get it.
That's for Bob. I knew that was for Bob.
Do you guys remember how cold that front entrance was?
Oh, yes.
Because it was a door that closed, and most of the time it was propped open, but if you ever closed that door and hung coats in there and you had to go and walk into that entrance, it was just like walking into a deep freeze.
Toy basket was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a cupboard on the one side that had all Mom and Dad's treasures of truth and all their treasures of one thing or another, and then there was that box that had toys in it or something and a mirror above it, and then there was the coats that hung next in the hallway. And that door was so cold.
You remember this because there was no insulation. Do you remember the things that you kids used to put in that entranceway that we had rabbits and chickens and all kinds of things?
I can remember that.
That little entranceway, we shut the door in between, you know, and then these kids, everybody had.
Dad would bring us wild animals. He'd catch out to the farm. He'd catch those little cottontail rabbits.
So the kids kept them in there. We had straw on the floor, had things for the animals to play on. Remember when you brought an owl home?
Was it injured? No, it was the little one, wasn't it? It hadn't learned to fly yet.
Had learned to fly. But in the kitchen, we started deep freeze and things like that. I nearly died.
You better rock him for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember that she used to call the deep freeze because it made so much noise, the tractor? And so she'd say, go put this in the tractor, and that meant go put it in the deep freeze. And that's what we did. And she had different names like that for everything. And so anywhere she'd tell you to put something, you had to figure out what it was she really meant, because she had all these names for
That happened in this house as well.
Hasn't changed a bit.
Do you remember in the early days that old house had a potbelly stove? Call it
First I had a brown one.
black. Wasn't it black?
No, before that, it was a brown one. It had formica windows on it, so that at night
You'd see the
you'd see
flame.
the flames, and they reflect
Brown
against the
square
wall.
thing, I remember.
Yes.
About, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. A little
And
knob
then we
down
got
the
the
bottom.
black one later.
All right,
I remember,
Very efficient.
I remember when we finally converted that old black after gas came to town. And Dad got that furnace, the brown furnace, the railing on the top.
You sit on it.
Oh yeah. Coming in the winter time and you'd be cold and you'd sit on top of that thing and it would warm you from underneath and warm your buns. Oh, we put quite a woe in it from sitting there, but it was sure worth it. It was nice.
So it used to be cold. I mean, I remember the one you're talking about, but I didn't remember.
That's the one that was in the shop out to the farm. Dad took it out there.
I
That old
remember
black.
once when you got the and I don't remember whether you were the baby or whether Judy was the baby. But Dad got really, really sick with the flu. And so Mom took him down to the hospital, put him in the hospital. And I was looking after you guys, and the house got too hot. So I thought, well, I will cool off the house by throwing water in on the fire. So I
that was
threw a
out of
glass of
water.
water in, and the steam came up and burned my whole arm.
Yeah, and I came home. My face was red, speckled with burns all over her face because of that. They didn't know to leave a kid her age. I don't even remember how old she was, but she didn't know how to turn the flu back. It got too hot.
I was only 6 or 7. But she was only leaving me just for a minute to pick Dad up because she was so sick with the flu.
So when she did, our house didn't get burned up. I don't know leaving kids like that. It's irresponsible parents. They were arrested nowadays for leaving my job.
No, they would have arrested us for so many things.
Well, I was a babysitter from then on. I remember that Mom used to come home and find the babysitter asleep, and I was up rocking the baby. This is when you were a baby. And so then after that, she said, "What am I paying a babysitter for?" And so then I babysat whenever.
She could take care of the babies better than the babysitter could, because the babysitter could come over and see.
Just how she must have.
Charge you 45.5 cents an hour.
Daddy,
Like
what's
that.
that on the chocolate?
Okay, have fun.
Are you warm enough?
Do you remember Sunday? I always remember Sundays. You'd get up and turn the radio on. That old radio that you could dial and listen to Tarzan.
All those, well, there wasn't just Tarzan, there was,
Yeah, all kinds of radio shows. The Shadow.
The shadow roll.
Yeah. And we'd get dressed for Sunday and have breakfast. Then we were waiting for everybody else to get ready for church. Listen to the last minute, so we had to leave for church. And then Sunday afternoon, that was back in the days when we had Sunday school in the morning and sacrament meeting in the afternoon. And Sunday afternoon, Walt Disney came on at 6 o'clock. We used to sit around and watch Walt Disney before we went to sacrament meeting.
we late for church.
Yeah, and I remember what a terrible, terrible ordeal it was when they changed our sacrament service, switched with another ward, and we had the 6 o'clock church instead of the 7:30 when we had to miss Walt Disney. What a sacrifice for your religion. That is,
And I remember Sunday afternoon when you're supposed to be being quiet and stuff, all the neighbor kids would come over and we'd have a game of cowboys and Indians, or cowboys and wild horses, or something, and we'd just run wild all over the neighborhood.
Your parents were gone inside the meeting.
No, this is while Dad slept.
Did afternoon tea.
Yeah.
and then we had to take turns doing Sunday dishes. And once, when I was just finally old enough to do dishes, everybody else was in watching Walt Disney. And I was supposed to watch it. And I took him too long.
They'd like to come over.
And so Dad had closed off the door. And I was the only one left in the kitchen to do the dishes. And it just seemed like such a long bunch of dishes. I didn't get them done. And I came in and sat, pushed the door open just wide enough to peek through and watch Walt Disney. And about halfway through the show, somebody noticed the door was open a crack. Knew it was me. Boy, was I in trouble.
Do you remember that door was a revolving door?
Yeah, swing both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get to that dish pan fast enough. I heard some footsteps coming towards the door.